Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Red with only one Meowth was a weirdly fast run. Let's follow that up with a harder one. Today's the day that we figure out would I be able to beat Pokemon Gold with a team of only one Natu. Natu is a weak flying and psychic type Pokemon with passable speed and special attack, but not much of anything else. Overall, the stats are better than our Meowths from last run, but we don't get the magic of always critting. In fact, by level up, our move choice is pretty bad. Peck is at least our type. Nightshade could definitely be useful for a while, but the real move we need is Psychic, and that's not till level 50. By TM we can learn a couple of decent moves, but honestly not much that we're interested in. Like always, I'm writing this script as I go through with a challenge, so all this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I'm confident that I can beat Lance, but I worry that I can't deal enough damage to beat Red's Snorlax. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Natu. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So right off the bat, I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Chikorita with Natu so that we can do the whole run with it. I name him Plasma, after Plasma Charizard, a guy who's been posting a random word of the day in my comments section for a few months now. I couldn't really think of a name, so I thought I'd just reward someone for giving me something interesting to read every day. Also, thanks for watching the Let's Plays, I appreciate that. They're my best stuff. So we start with just Peck and Leer. We get Nightshade at level 10, but it doesn't work on normal types in this gen, so it won't work for this first gym. We won't be level 30 to get Future Sight by then, so it's safe to say that we need to be a good enough level to peck our way through that fight. So I make sure to fight lots of wild Pokemon in the early areas as I make my way to town. Naturally, the moment we get to town, we go to Bellsprout Tower. We have Peck, and Bellsprout Tower is full of Bellsprouts, so this is a no-brainer. After that is the Flying Gym, but Falconer was a total pushover. You know you're not a great gym leader when you don't have a single Pokemon over level 10. Peck and Leer did a good enough job. You know, as much as I doubt that Nightshade is gonna see much use in this run, I'm still happy I have it. The normally pretty slow Hiker in Union Cave was easy thanks to it. Later down the line, we'd probably just use Psychic for this, but it's not until we hit level 50, so until then, Nightshade will be our designated anti-rock type move. The Bugsy fight was a very easy first try. Peck and Nightshade did a great job here, and of course Fury Cutter wasn't all that bad, because although we're part Psychic, we're also part Flying. After that is the rival fight, and the first try went so hilariously bad after we got smokescreened, paralyzed, and confused. I'm kinda surprised that I still got all the way to Zubat on that hilarious run, but I could probably beat this without all the bad luck. Naturally, the very next fight things go much better. Isn't it interesting how differently the rival can act from fight to fight in Gen 2? Last time he switched to his Ghastly right away, but this time, he not only decided to keep it out, but he sent out Zubat as his second instead of his third. I wonder what made him decide to change the strategy. Maybe it's slightly randomized like in Gen 3. Anyway, Whitney's brutal normal type gym is next, so I made sure to fight every last trainer I could fight on the routes adjacent to Goldenrod City, as well as in the gym. Miltank's rollout is a rock move, and we're part flying type. That mixed with how Nightshade doesn't work on normal types, and I'm not sure we can win this fight yet. Once we actually did the normal gym battle, though, we got unbelievably lucky. Miltank missed on her second rollout, so it couldn't build as much power, and by the time she built it up again, we had hung on with 3 health and taken her out. If I were 1 level lower, we would have fainted. Let's keep making progress. Well, even after tons of trainers once again, the Ghost Gym is pretty brutal. Peck hits ghosts, but it still doesn't do much to the stronger ones. If we had Psychic, this would be a sweep, but we only have Future Sight, and that takes too many turns to actually use. Peck is faster at that point. We're almost level 40 though, and that's when we get Confuse Ray, so let's try leveling up a little bit. At level 40 I try again, and even with this incredibly bad sleep luck where we kept getting hit by Dream Eater, it was still a pretty easy victory. The confusion paid off, and the extra damage on our Peck made that first Haunter a one-shot, so it wasn't too bad at all. With that done, we easily beat the Fighting Gym on the first try. I didn't really do a great job in this battle, but it's the Fighting Gym and we're Flying and Psychic types, so victory was pretty much inevitable. I decided to try the Steel Gym next, but it went about as well as I figured. Nightshade is our best move here, and we still went down to Magnemite almost right away thanks to getting paralyzed and confused. It's a rough combo. Maybe we should do the rock hideout in the ice gym first. Even after fighting every trainer in the rock hideout and getting to the ice gym, though, we can't quite win. It took a few tries, but we're weak against ice and hardly deal any serious damage. But we're only a few levels away from learning Psychic, so let's come back then. Naturally, after getting Psychic, the ice gym was pretty easy. We still take a lot of damage from ice moves, but they don't get as many chances to attack us anymore. After that, I tried the steel gym again, and though I thought I was going to lose to an unlucky critical Iron Tail, we just ended up critting our second Psychic for a win. Well, that was nice. Next is the Radio Tower rival fight, but it was a breeze. Now that we have Psychic, we're too strong for this rival fight to really be a problem. Let's just hope that we can say the same thing about the Dragon Gym once we get there. And lo and behold, we can! The Dragon Gym was such a breeze, we didn't end up taking any damage at all. Man, ever since we got Psychic, this run has just been breezing by. Finally, we get to the last rival fight, but even with us getting paralyzed early, we still won on the very first try just because they weren't aggressive enough. With that done, let's take a look at our moves. We're doing alright, but I'm not thrilled about our moveset. Peck is a pretty weak move, but it's the only flying type move we can learn, so maybe it's still worth keeping. Nightshade isn't very strong, but at least it's reliable for if nothing else is stronger. Honestly, with how limited our TM choice is, I think that we should just stick with this for now. Make your final guesses on if we can win or not. Let's do this. First is Psychic Trainer Will, and this was a scary one. Naturally, we couldn't use Psychic since they're all Psychic types and would resist it, so we're forced to use Peck and Nightshade quite a bit. Anytime we can't at least two-shot a boss's Pokemon, we're in trouble. Well, we're just too fragile to take many hits, but as you can see, we got extremely lucky. If their move choice was a bit more aggressive, or if Executor at the end didn't miss Egg Bomb, we would have gone down. If we don't end up winning this whole thing, I'll probably replace Peck with Return for the raw power of it. Second is Poison Trainer Koga. This one was much easier since Psychic is so strong against poison types. Not much to say here, almost a sweep. Third is Fighting Trainer Bruno. This one was even easier, as I'm sure you expected. Fourth is Dark Trainer Karen. I give this one quite a few tries after replacing Peck with Return, and never even got past Murkrow. We don't exactly hit hard without Psychic, but it doesn't work on Dark types. We can't learn any new moves to deal with this situation any better, so we're gonna have to grind at least a little bit. The grind here isn't great, but it isn't horrible. We have a house that gives us free heals right next to the patch of grass. There isn't a long healing animation like in Poke Centers, and we can one-shot all the Pokemon here with Psychic. I'd be grinding on the Elite Four, but my victory on Will was so luck-based that there's no way I could grind by fighting him without just losing all my friendship levels and thus losing power on Return, so this'll have to do. At level 71, I try again, and thankfully we're dealing much more damage with Return now. I still took a few tries because of Umbreon's Sand Attack, but overall it wasn't that bad, and once we got past the Dark types, Psychic finished off the last two with ease. Finally, Pokemon Champion Lance. This is a rough battle on every attempt because Water Onix will set up a Rain Dance, so the first Dragonite's Thunder can always hit. But even on this super lucky run where Confusion kept the Thunder Dragonite from hitting us, the Blizzard Dragonite missed, we still got paralyzed and easily taken down. Aerodactyl's Rock Slides are pretty brutal. If we were just a little stronger though, I think Psychic would one-shot most of these guys, so I'll just fight the Elite Four over and over to grind, and we can just see the first attempt that we'll win at. Finally, after a solid 6 or 7 run-throughs the entire Elite Four, we get back to Lance again, and finally get our first win now that Psychic flat-out one-shots his entire team, other than the last Dragonite. 2 levels earlier, I was still getting beaten halfway through the fight. Now we're just sweeping them. Still, level 82 by the end of it shows you just how weak Natu is. With that victory, we get into the Hall of Fame and win the run, but we still have to do Kanto since this is Pokemon Gold. The only real fights here are Blue and Red. I think Blue might be really easy, but the Red fight might require we be at level 100. Let's find out. So by our first try at Blue, we were at such a high level that we could one-shot most of his team. We couldn't one-shot Water Onix, but he was just using Rain Dance then Full Restore, so it never actually hurts us. The only thing that did was Arcanine with Extreme Speed, but it did much less damage than I was anticipating, so I'm happy that went well. But it's on to the real boss of Kanto, Red. I made sure to hold leftovers going into the fight to make sure it was as safe as possible. Even after 10 tries though, this was the only one where we were able to get past the beast that is Red's Snorlax, and even then we got paralyzed in the process. Between his crazy health, Body Slam's power, and him using Amnesia, this is brutal. We'll need to come back a bit stronger. At level 94, I tried again, and it took 5 tries just to not get paralyzed or crit against Snorlax. But finally, we got this great run where he hit himself in confusion twice and went down as a result. After that is just a Charizard who can't deal enough damage with his flamethrower to put us in danger, and last was Venusaur who's weak to Psychic, so we actually got the win. That was a solid run. I gotta say, it's a good thing that Natu learns Confuse Ray, or I'd probably needed either a lucky crit or double team just to beat Red. I really hope you guys like that run. For next Saturday's Pokemon Challenge, I'm thinking Pokemon Emerald with Lotad and Seedot. They are baby Pokemon levels of terrible, so I'm not sure how this'll go, but we'll see. As always, I'm looking at your suggestions in the comments, in the challenge request section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. If you want to see me do more challenges, please let me know in the comments or on Twitter. I can always use more ideas from you guys on what I should do next. Also, check out the playlist in the description if you want to watch all the Pokemon challenges that I've already uploaded. If you guys want to see more Pokemon stuff from me, my friend WhatGeek and I have done randomizer playthroughs of Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black and White, Red and Blue, and now we're doing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire over on his channel, linked in the description. You can also watch myself, WhatGeek, and Gooset playing Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon X here on my channel. Also, come to my Twitch TV streams and tell me that this video sent you. It's always cool to hear how you found the channel. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.